am the Holland Phantom, and the channel has finally made it to 2,000 subscribers! Thank you very much to everybody that helped us reach this amazing milestone, and here's to the next 2,000, wherever they may lead. Okay, so for today's video, we're going to be having a live battle from the 2024 format that was just played a couple of weeks ago in the World Championships. On one side, we've got the Charizard and Pidgeot deck, going up against the Raging Bolt and Ogerpon deck on the other side, so we'll see which of these two decks can take the victory today. But before we begin, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and to my Twitter account at Holland_Phantom so you don't miss out on any new Pokemon TCG content. And now with that out of the way, let's get into the battle! And here we go, the battle has started, with both players flipping over their starting Pokemon. On the Charizard side, we've got Charmander as the active Pokemon, and on the Raging Bolt side, we've got Raging Bolt EX as the active Pokemon. The Charizard side is going first, benching a second Charmander, and then activating a Nest Ball to search the deck for a Rotom V to place onto their bench. Okay, now the player attaches a Fire Energy to the bench Charmander, and then activates the Instant Charge ability on the Rotom V, drawing 3 cards from the deck and then automatically ending the turn. And now over to the Raging Bolt's first turn, the player benches an Ogerpon EX, and then activates their own Nest Ball to search the deck for a basic Pokemon to add to their bench. There we see a second Raging Bolt coming down. It's going to be the main attacker of this deck with a powerful attack and Bellowing Thunder, hitting for 70 damage times the number of energy cards that are discarded on their side of the field. The player then activates an Earthen Vessel, discarding a Lightning Energy from their hand to search the deck for up to 2 basic energy cards to add to their hand. The player chooses a Fighting type energy and a Grass Energy. So let's see what the player's going to be doing with these energy cards. Okay, first off, Ogerpon activates the ability Teal Dance, attaching a Grass Energy to itself in the player's hand and then drawing 1 card. Okay, now the player activates Trekking Shoes, looking at the top card of their deck, and it looks like it was the Lightning Energy that chose to discard it and then drawing another card. There we see a second Earthen Vessel being played, discarding a Fighting type energy this time, to once again search the deck for 2 more basic energy cards. The player's going to be trying to thin out their deck as much as possible. They add another Fighting Energy and another Grass Energy to their hand from their deck. And there we see one of the Fighting Energy coming down to the active Raging Bolt, and now it just needs a Lightning type energy to be fully powered up. And speaking of, the player now activates a Professor Sodden's Vitality, searching the discard pile for up to 2 basic energy cards to attach to 2 of their different ancient Pokemon. The Lightning Energy comes down to the active Raging Bolt, and a Fighting Energy down to the benched one. And now the player gets to draw 3 cards. So now they have 4 energy in play. A second Ogerpon comes down, which also activates Teal Dance, getting a second Grass Energy for a total of 5 energy in play. And now the active Raging Bolt gets the Bravery Charm, giving it 50 more HP, and there's the attack. Bellowing Thunder, discarding an energy card from one of the Ogerpon, and taking the KO against Charmander, taking the first prize of the game. Okay, the second Charmander comes into the active spot. And now the player activates a Rare Candy, evolving Charmander straight into Charizard. Charizard activates the ability Infernal Rain, letting the player search their deck for up to 3 Fire Energies to attach to their Pokemon. There we see 1 energy coming down to the Charizard and 1 onto Rotom. Okay, the energy on the Rotom is going to be used to pay the retreat cost later on the game. And now Charizard is fully powered up. Its Burning Darkness attack hits for 180 damage, plus 30 more damage for each prize card that the opponent has taken, so far it can only hit for 210. A Counter Catcher was played to bring up one of the benched Ogerpon, which has exactly 210 HP, so Charizard can take the KO against it. Okay, before their attack, the player also has a Fezandipity EX on the bench, and they just activated the ability Flip the Script, drawing 3 cards from the deck. This ability is really powerful to draw some more cards, but it can only be used if one of their Pokemon was knocked out in the previous turn. And now they activate Buddy Buddy Poffin, searching the deck for a Pidgey and another Charmander to put onto their bench. And there's the attack. Burning Darkness taking the KO against Ogerpon and taking 2 prize cards. Charizard has taken the lead. Okay, Raging Bolt comes back into the active spot now. Let's see, there's 3 energy in play, and the player needs to discard 5 energy cards to take the 1-hit KO against his Charizard. Let's see if they can pull it off. They activate another Nest Ball to get another Ogerpon out of the deck to replace the one that was just KO'd, and then we see the item card Energy Retrieval, searching the discard pile for 2 Grass Energies to add back into the hand, so both of these Ogerpon are going to be able to use their Teal Dance abilities. There's one. Attaching the Grass Energy. Drawing one card out of the deck. Okay, now the player activates another Nest Ball. Once again, searching the deck for a basic Pokemon. And now they choose their own Pheasantipity. Because one of their Pokemon was KO'd on the previous turn, they can draw 3 cards off this Pokemon's ability. There we see the second Ogerpon being played now. Getting a second Grass Energy into play. Drawing another card. And finally there's Pheasantipity activating Flip the Script. Drawing another 3 cards out of the deck. A lot of draw power coming through. There's the manual attachment, a Lightning Energy to the benched Raging Bolt, followed by another Trekking Shoes. The player looks at the top card of the deck and looks like they chose to keep it. There's Poke Gear coming down now. The player can look at the top 7 cards of their deck and choose one supporter card that they find there to keep in their hand. And it's going to be Professor Sada's Vitality. Professor Sada's Vitality is a really powerful form of energy acceleration and draw power. Okay, but the player does not use it. They go for the attack Bellowing Thunder, discarding, let's see, 1 fighting energy from the active Raging Bolt. 1 from the benched one, and 2 from the benched one, and both the energy from the Ogerpon. For a total of 5 energy to take the 1-hit KO against Charizard, and that is 2 prizes taken by Raging Bolt. They have retaken the lead. On the Charizard side, the player benches their Rotom V, and now activate Iono as their supporter card. Both players shuffle their hands, and then place them at the bottom of their deck, and then draw 1 card for each of the remaining prizes. The Charizard side draws 4 cards, and the Raging Bolt draws only 3. Now Pheasantipity activates its ability, drawing 3 cards out of the deck. And there we see a Nest Ball coming down, searching the deck for another basic Pokemon. And now the player's going to be benching a Bidoof. They still need a Rare Candy and another Charizard to have another attacker in play. Let's see if they can pull it off. Rotom is going to be discarding the energy to retreat. Oh, but they're promoting Pidgey. Yes, Pidgey stays in the active spot. Looks like the player did not have an attacker for the turn. The end of their turn with the instant charge ability to draw another 3 cards out of the deck. And that's going to be it. Okay, so things are not looking good for the Charizard player right now. They're going to be getting another KO on their side pretty soon. The Raging Bolt player activates a Teal Dance on one of their Ogerpon, getting another Grass Energy into play, drawing a card. And now we see Radiant Greninja coming down to the bench, followed by Energy Retrieval, getting back 2 discarded Grass-type energies. The active Raging Bolt just needs 1 Fighting-type energy to attack and knock out the Pidgey. Then we see the second Teal Dance, getting another Grass Energy into play, drawing a card, and then we see Earthen Vessel once again, this time discarding Trekking Shoes, searching the deck for 2 more basic energy cards. It looks like that Iona from the previous turn did not slow them down. The player searches out a Fighting Energy and a Grass Energy. So this Raging Bolt will be fully powered up. The Radiant Greninja activates its ability, discarding the Grass Energy from the player's hand to draw another 2 cards out of the deck. And there's a Fighting Energy coming down to the Raging Bolt. It's going to be more than enough damage to take the KO against Pidgey. Oh, but the player's not going to be knocking out the Pidgey. They activate their Prime Catcher, bringing up the opposing Charmander on the bench, and also switching in their Ogerpon EX. Prime Catcher is an A spec, which means that the player can only use 1 copy in their deck. The Ogerpon's now going to be paying the retreat cost to go back to the bench, and the player promotes the Raging Bolt once again to take the KO against Charmander. And now the Charizard player is not going to be having any attackers ready to go on the following turn. There's the attack. Another Bellowing Thunder, discarding the Grass Energy off the Ogerpon and taking another prize card. Raging Bolt is down to just 2 more prizes, and Charizard is 2 prizes behind. The Pidgey comes back into the active spot now, and the player activates another Buddy Buddy Poffin, searching for their deck for up to 2 more basic Pokemon. There we see a Duskull coming down. Okay, and that was it. No more Pokemon. And now the player activates Ultra Ball. They discard Pidgeot and a Rare Candy. Okay, sorry, not a Rare Candy, a double Turbo Energy. I meant to say that they don't have the Rare Candy to evolve this Pidgey, but they did search their deck for a Bibarel to evolve their Bidoof. There we see another Nest Ball coming down, searching the deck for another basic Pokemon. And it looks like the player's just making some room on their bench. Okay, they're going to be choosing a Radiant Charizard. Radiant Charizard is a powerful attacker. It can attack for only a single energy because their opponent has taken 4 prize cards, which reduces Charizard's attack cost by 4 colorless energy. A Hero's Cape came down to the Rotom V, giving it 100 extra 100 extra HP, and then the Fizzindipity and the Bibarel activated their abilities to draw some more cards out of the deck. It looks as the player activated a rare candy to evolve their Pidgey into Pidgeot, which then activates Quick Search. Searching the deck for a Counter Catcher to bring up their opponent's Fizzindipity into the active spot. If they have a Fire Energy, the Radiant Charizard can take the KO against it. Okay, it looks like that's going to be the play. Pidgeot retreats, promoting the Radiant Charizard. Like I said, it just needs 1 Fire Energy to be fully powered up, and there it is. We're going to be seeing the KO this turn. Oh, but first, the player activates another Iono. Once again, both players have to shuffle their hands and place them at the bottom of their decks. The Charizard player draws 4, and Raging Bolt only draws 2. A huge disruption. There's a Combustion Blast taking the KO against Fizzindipity, taking 2 more prizes. And now Charizard is caught up. Let's see if Raging Bolt can make a comeback. They're down to just 2 cards in hand. Okay, they just drew 1 for their turn. There we see a Teal Dance, getting another Grass Energy into play, drawing another one from the deck. And there's Professor Sod's Vitality. They get a Lightning Energy from the discard pile onto the bench Raging Bolt, and a Fighting Energy onto the active one. The player now draws 3 cards. If they drew into a Pokemon Catcher, they can take the KO against the Fizzindipity for the final 2 prizes. Oh, but they didn't get it! They go for the attack Bellowing Thunder against the Radiant Charizard, discarding 3 energy for a total of 210 damage, and they only take 1 prize card. So they still have to take 1 more KO to win this game. On the Charizard side, Pidgeot EX comes back into the active spot. It does have the free retreat cost, and now Luminion comes down, activating its ability to search the deck for a supported card. Oh, here we go. The player chooses Thornton. And, okay, if they have all the cards in hand that they need, they might win this turn. Thornton comes down, replacing the Rotom with a Charmander from the bench. Sorry, from the discard pile to place onto the bench. And now the player activates a Super Rod, searching the discard pile for, let's see what it's going to be, a Charizard. And 2 Fire Energy to place back into the deck. If the player has a Charizard in hand and a rare candy, they can win this turn. Let's see if they can pull it off. Okay, there's the Ultra Ball. They discard 2 cards from their hand to search out the Charizard, and Pidgeot can search out the rare candy. Yeah, looks like Charizard has pulled it off. They're going to be winning this game. There's Quick Search, searching the deck for the final rare candy. There it is, rare candy evolving Charmander into Charizard. There's Infernal Rain, searching out the 2 Fire Energy fully powered up. And because the Raging Bolt side has taken 5 prizes, Charizard EX can take the 1-hit KO. Charizard jumps into the active spot now, and attacks with Burning Darkness, taking the 1-hit KO against Raging Bolt to take the final 2 prizes. And there's the handshake! Charizard is your winner! So what did you guys think of that battle? Let me know down in the comments below, and be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video to help this channel grow and reach new viewers. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, this is the Holland Phantom logging out.